You know, the way an AI actually talks to us is one of the most critical and honestly fascinating design choices in technology right now. It's not just about what it does, it's about how it makes us feel. So let's really get into the art of that digital hey there.
Come on, we've all been there, haven't we? You're trying to get something done and the AI responds with this grating, robotic tone, and you just feel that wave of frustration building. It's this almost primal urge for something a little more, well, human.
And this quote, wow, it just absolutely nails that feeling. That cold, empty personality that makes you lean back and just sigh. We're wired to want a connection, even when we know we're talking to a machine.
So the fix here isn't just about writing better code or smarter algorithms. No, it's about something much more fundamental. It's about consciously designing the AI's persona, its character. And the single most powerful tool you have for that, it's the tone of voice.
Okay, so that brings us to our first big idea. We're going to dive into the psychology of all this. Why does a friendly, casual AI just feel so much better? It turns out it taps right into how our brains are wired.
To really get this, we first need to talk about something called cognitive load. Just think of it like your brain's available RAM or processing power. The more complicated and formal something is, the more of that power your brain has to use up just to understand it, and you get tired faster.
And you can just feel the difference right here, can't you? Salutations feels like a mental chore. It's stiff, it's formal, and you actually have to work a little to process it. But hey there, that's easy. It's effortless. It lowers our cognitive load, and the whole experience just feels smoother, more natural.
So really, this all boils down to three key things. First, that informal tone feels way more relatable, which builds trust. Second, like we just said, it cuts down our cognitive load. And third, using simple, empathetic phrases, like, I can see why that's frustrating. That creates a real emotional connection. It makes us feel like we're being understood.
Okay, so this feeling good stuff is great, but what about the bottom line? How does all of this actually translate into real-world results? Because this isn't just about being nice for the sake of it. A carefully crafted informal tone can have a huge, measurable impact.
So where does it really pay off? Well, the data shows a really clear impact in three key areas. A friendlier AI can dramatically boost how much your users actually want to interact with it. It can make them feel way better about your brand as a whole, and believe it or not, it can even help them get things done more successfully.
I mean, think about it. More engagement means people stick around longer. A friendly tone makes your brand feel modern and like you actually care about your customers. And a simple, encouraging phrase like, awesome, we're almost there, can be the difference between someone finishing a task or just giving up. And maybe most importantly, an empathetic AI can turn a really frustrating problem into a positive experience.
But, and this is a really big but, it's not as simple as flipping a switch to casual mode. This is a seriously powerful tool, and if you get it wrong, it can backfire. Big time. So let's talk about how to get it right and the major pitfalls to avoid.
Okay, rule number one, the most important one, harmony. If the AI's informal tone clashes with your established brand identity, it just feels weird. It's jarring. It can confuse your customers and really erode the trust you've built.
This example pretty much says it all, doesn't it? Could you even imagine your bank's AI hitting you with that? It's funny for a second, but in reality, that kind of mismatch would just instantly shatter their credibility. The tone has to feel authentic to who the brand is.
And it goes beyond just brand clashes. An overly casual tone can make serious topics like medical or financial advice feel trivial. Slang that's cool in one place can be confusing or even offensive somewhere else. And you have to remember, complex idioms can be a real barrier for non-native speakers. At the end of the day, clarity has got to be king.
So what's the blueprint for getting this right? Well, it all starts with your user. You have to really, truly understand who you're talking to before you can decide how to talk to them. Then, it's all about that harmony, making sure the AI's voice perfectly aligns with your brand. The dialogue itself should feel natural. Simple sentences, empathetic phrases, using words like I and you to make it feel like a one-on-one conversation. And finally, look, this is not a set it and forget it kind of deal. It's a constant loop of testing and refining based on what your users are telling you.
All right, so that brings us to the really exciting part, the future. As AI gets woven deeper and deeper into our daily lives, our expectations are only going to get higher. So where is all of this communication tech headed next?
You can see a really clear evolution. We came from that robotic, rigid past. Right now, we're in this era of strategically informal AI. But the next frontier, the thing that's coming, is hyper-personalization. An AI that doesn't just have one friendly voice, but can adapt its tone specifically to you in the moment.
I mean, just imagine an AI that can sense you're getting frustrated and immediately adopts a more patient, helpful tone. Or one that knows you're in a hurry and just gets straight to the point, no fluff. That's the dream of contextual code switching, an AI that can read the room, so to speak, being playful one minute and all business the next.
But, and this is where it gets a little tricky, as these AIs get better and better at sounding human, we start walking a very fine ethical line. Where's the boundary between an AI that's friendly and one that's actually deceptive? This whole conversation about being transparent and authentic is about to get a lot more important.
So, here's the big takeaway. Your AI's tone of voice isn't just a fun little feature. It's a massive strategic choice that's deeply rooted in psychology and your brand's very identity. It's not a question of if your AI has a personality, it's a question of what that personality is. And the final question to leave you with is, what is yours saying about you?